Good morning, everybody. Can you all hear me? Then welcome to Mr. Leonard's Celebration Assembly type thing number 3. Miss Hodgson can't see me. Someone else might want to pop through and see if they can work out how that will go. So anyway, here we go. Let's start our Celebration Assembly. I'm hoping that everybody can see my screen. Give me well done. Thank you, Mr. May. So my Celebration Assembly type thing number 3. And obviously it's time to start by looking at some absolutely amazing work that's been going on in school. So I know Year 6 have been reading The House with Chicken Legs and doing all kinds of work linked to that. This is by Sophie Anderson. And they've been doing some illustrations based on the type of illustrations that are done by Melissa Gastrillon, I think it is. And these are some of their efforts to work in that style. So some beautiful pencil drawing, some use of paint in. I know this is Leah's one down here. And some really, really detailed and beautiful drawings that we should all be really proud of. So well done if you can see your one on there. But I know, because I was on Twitter last night, that I saw Miss Hodgson had tweeted, our Year 6 bub would love trying their hands at some House with Chicken Legs by @Sophie in Space illustrations in the style of Alyssa Upside Down. We talked about how to use negative space to create shape and use pencils to create tone and texture. Tomorrow we illustrate our writing. And the exciting thing about that is that Sophie Anderson, the writer of the book, replied and said, oh my goodness, this is absolutely stunning. Heart eye smiley face ×5. So well done, Year 6. Some really beautiful drawing there. That has got back to its intended audience. You've also been looking at different journeys that can take part, that the house goes on, looking at the type of food that's eaten in those different places, doing some real research using globes and internet-based stuff as well. And you've been writing about what those journeys would have looked like. I know this is Simon's on the left, and well done. He's getting into his editing of his work to make sure it's right, which is an important thing. We've done some more roller herrings, some really funky pencil drawings. Ella's on the right. I particularly liked how she's linked that back into those sort of praise for the NHS and stuff that we've been seeing in the last few months. More French, some beautiful where are animals in the world, and some examples. I believe this is from both the Amelias of using that to write sentences in French about animals and where you can find them in the world. So nice work there. Some Draw with Rob's been going on. This is some beautiful Draw with Rob work that was done in the Year 4 Key Worker Bubble with Mr. Ellis. They've been drawing gorillas and gorillas made with onions and all that kind of stuff. So really lovely to see that going on. And also in that same class, they were looking at Starry Night by Van Gogh and seeing could they recreate it using felt and wool and sticking and cutting and all those kind of things. And some really fabulous effects that have been created on those. So well done there. Key Worker Bubble in Year 5 and Year 3 have been looking at all their attributes and making their own balloons, all those things that are so good about them that lift them up in the air. And there's a few examples of them there from Year 3. And then I'll put this one separately because I thought it was really important that you all saw the brilliant face that Fanwell is managing to pull over here. So nice job, Fanwell. That made me smile. Next one, we've got our rainforest work that's been going on in Year 5. They're making posters all about what's going on in the rainforest and the animals that can be found there. Year 3 have been working on that too. And I just thought I'd put these in. We've looked at some of these others before, but just some beautifully creative presentation. This one, a mark making in a stag beetle from in Year 3. And this one, a map of Africa, where each zone of Africa, each country within Africa, is represented by the flag of that particular country. So well done, and that's Rayon's work, I believe, in year 6. So, but also, as well as wonderful learning that has been going on in school, I thought we would share some brilliant learning that's been going on at home as well. So first off, we have Max from year 3, and Max has been creating ocean scenes on paper plates and independently practicing his handwriting. Really good stuff, Max. Really lovely to see that. Now, this, you'll see there's lots and lots of children playing lots and lots of different instruments, and loads of the children that are in this, hold on, can someone go pop through to Trev and try and sort out his screen for me, please? Yeah, back to this thing though. This is lots of children playing in an online orchestra, and there's lots of children from our school in it. I can see Stella over here. I can see Martin down here. And if you look in each different picture, I think there's Rose from year 4 there, and we've got Cora up here. So loads of our children were involved in playing online orchestras while they're home. If you'd like to see it, you can go and search on YouTube for Virtual Orchestra Avengers or Virtual Orchestra Kashmir, and you'll be able to see and hear all these children playing together virtually. So really nice stuff to see that music still going on. Margot and Oliver, I know they've come back into school now, but they have been busy at home researching their family trees, looking at states of matter, solids, liquids and gases in science. And Margot there is holding up a bird feeder that she's made. I have been really getting into feeding the birds in my garden. I keep buying fat balls, and Mrs. Leonard says I'm wasting money, but it brings me joy, so I'm going to do it anyway. Ella M in 4B has designed and created a pencil case, and she's sewn on all these sequins beautifully there to create this design. But we've also had Safir in 5D, and Safir has produced a quiz based on science, history and geography. And this one is all about where Cuba is, but also a maths murder mystery, which is the kind of thing that we really, really like to play with in school. We've also had some brilliant independent writing from Leela in 5H. She's returned to school since in the key work bubble, but we've had some brilliant conversations about how she can edit and redraft, which I believe is in the process. So there's a couple of chapters of her story there based around these characters of Dawn and Coral, which I was really impressed with. Now, main bit, big bit in the middle of the assembly today will be about making healthy choices. All right. So as we've found out, are you clicking on? You know, our life continues to be impacted by COVID-19. It's important that we try and make and think as much as we can about making healthy choices, because our normal activities have been restricted for a few months, and therefore we have to try and make that effort to stay active. And the first thing we can do that way through is by healthy eating, because we know that eating a healthy and balanced diet is super important for our body. So did you know that when you eat, what you eat will also have an impact on your emotions as well as on your mental health? And there's emerging evidence that a healthy, balanced diet can help to improve your mood, give you energy, and help you think more clearly. So, tips for managing your mood with food. Number 1, eat regularly. Don't binge. Eat regularly, because when our blood sugar drops, you might feel tired, irritable, or low. Number 2, stay hydrated, particularly in this hot weather. That helps you concentrate and think more clearly. Ooh, backwards. Getting those 5 fruit and vegetables a day. Nutrients help to keep you physically and mentally healthy. Whack some tomatoes or some cucumber or some slices of pepper on your plate when you eat your dinner. Look after your gut, all right? Make sure you're eating enough fibre, getting enough fluid, and taking regular exercise to help you remove the things from your body that need removing, as well as just sticking stuff in it. Tip number 2 is get some exercise. And the NHS, that's the National Health Service, they recommend that you should be doing 60 minutes, that's 1 hour of moderate exercise for children every day to help them grow and develop. So, like eating food, exercising regularly will actually improve your mental and emotional well-being, as well as being really good for your physical development. Why is that? Well, when we exercise, the body releases chemicals in the brain called endorphins, and these make you feel happy and less stressed. So go out and get some exercise, because it also helps with getting a good night's sleep, which is particularly hard in this super hot weather. The other thing we need to do to try and make healthy choices is to have healthy relationships. Positive, healthy relationships will help people feel safe and supported as they grow up. And that enables you to try new activities and learn about appropriate communication and boundaries. A healthy friendship or relationship, if you're worried about it, should include trust, kindness, understanding each other, communicating, equality, so you both feel equal, support, you're both helping one another, and should be free from threat or from negative pressure to do things you don't want to. And there should be some honesty in it. So, you know, try and make some healthy choices in the coming weeks as we move towards the end of this academic year. Anyway, bubble stars. Our first bubble star is Malika. Malika, well done for another brilliant week. You've been fantastic in every lesson, always offering your thoughts, ideas, and your opinions. You're a maths whiz, showing great skill and understanding. Great work. This week, you've started to write your journey narrative for your very own House with Chicken Legs, and you've worked hard to make your writing engaging for the reader, and your efforts have not gone unnoticed. You've also produced amazing sentences in French about animals and landscapes in which they live. Thank you for being such a star every day. Round of applause for Malika. Well done. Thank you, everybody. Into our next bubble goes to Vishu, I believe. Brilliant work this week. You've settled back into the routine of school seamlessly and have been delighted to have in the Guardians of Positivity this week. Your first-person narrative from Marinka's perspective of our house's journey across Europe is superb, really detailed, with impressive vocabulary choices. Your House with Chicken Legs inspired illustration yesterday was phenomenal and even gained a response, as we've seen from the author on Twitter, about its awesomeness. But most importantly, you've been happy and smiley all week and have brought lots of joy to our bubble. Thank you. You are a star. Round of applause for Vishu. Our next bubble star is Henry P. in with Mr. Ward. Henry P., it's been great to have you back at school, Henry. Mr. Ward's been very much enjoying your sense of humour in 6W. You've thrown yourself into every activity with enthusiasm and a sense of fun. Some great effort and application, as always. A brilliant week. Well done. Nice job, Henry. Round of applause for Henry. Then we have Venya. Venya in Mr. Ellis's group, I believe. Well done. An amazing couple of days in the Year 4 group. Been blown away by your short story, Winter is Coming, and the powerful word choices in it. I'm not sure that we'll get away with the copyright of Winter is Coming. I think someone's done it already. You've also created a lovely quarter of Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night by manipulating string and fabric. Well done. Keep up the good work. And that goes to Venya. Claps for Venya. I'm looking in Mr. May's class. There we go. A little bit more clapping in there. Thanks very much. Our next bubble star goes to Maisie in the Year 3 group. This week's Year 3 Dream Bubble star is Maisie, and you've flown this week. Your resilience in maths when learning how to divide when chunking on a number line has been amazing. You've shown great concentration while learning about prefixes in English, and this week have tackled any task with great enthusiasm. Your balloon that you created to describe your talents was fantastic. Well done. Keep smiling. Well done, Maisie. Claps and rounds of applause for Maisie. Rayan Jamil, you've got star of the bubble as well. You've produced some thoughtful and artistic work this week. Your work in French, where you looked into animals and their locations around the world, was impressive. It's not all lies. You've produced a beautiful narrative about a journey across various countries and landscapes. Your artwork inspired by Alicia, the picture of the House with Chicken Legs, was excellent. You're a star and I love your company. And I love the fact that I've not had to go chasing your sugar bag this week. Our next star of the week is Nur. And you've impressed us, Nur, in the Year 5 key worker group with all your amazing maths work and showing great resilience in solving challenging maths problems. That ends my celebration assembly type thing.